right, mommies and daddies, you may want to get your kiddos out of the room for our next interview. Chrissy's standing by with more.
Only just because of a few key words. It might not be the subject matter. I think everybody can learn a little bit from this. But like Shali just said, we put Raul in his wine closet, so maybe you should too. Okay, 6,000 ladies per day go into menopause. 2 million ladies a year are in menopause.
Go into
menopause, and 50 million ladies have it right now.
Yeah, are already in menopause.
Okay, so what is being in menopause? What is menopause? What is perimenopause? And what is all this?
So you have fabulous ovaries. They do great things. Every 28 days, they make a lot of estrogen and progesterone. And then slowly, they start to stop doing that. Around age 40, they sort of slowly stop doing that. It gets more intense when night sweats and hot flashes happen. And then when the scientific definition is when the ovary stops making the estrogen.
Okay, the scientific, okay, interesting. By the way, I didn't introduce you, Dr. Irwin Goldstein from San Diego Sexual Health Medicine, one of our fave docs who comes on the show, and Beverly, a patient, is here. I'm shocked. I'm not going to ask you how old you are on TV. You don't have to answer that. You can if you want. But it's a little shocking that you're looking amazing. You know, I don't know how are you feeling?
I feel great.
Now, you're Dr. Goldstein's patient. Can you kind of tell me your story?
I met Dr. Goldstein about 3 years ago, maybe 4 at this point, after being in major pain and suffering for a few years. And I'd seen about 30 doctors, and he was the only one that was able to help me. I'd been to every major medical institution.
What were the others doing?
Nothing. You know, just prescribing medications that were not helpful to alleviate pain associated with the symptoms that I was having.
And what were some of the symptoms? Just the actual physical pain?
Physical pain, daily pain, to debilitating to the point where I couldn't even function.
Like during sex or just
No, constantly.
Just
constantly,
walking around?
in general, walking around or unable to walk around.
Wow, is this common?
Well, so the ovary makes hormones. It makes testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone. And the perimenopause years, they are less. So the person who wants to best understand how they're doing in perimenopause would get these hormone blood tests. So we got these blood tests on Bev. And I don't know why other 30 doctors didn't do that, but getting those blood tests really signaled where a potential problem could be managed easily. So,
how so?
Well, because we just replaced the hormones to having the correct values. So testosterone in women goes down at age 30. It starts diminishing linearly, and that expresses itself in less energy and less interest. But the tissues at the opening to the vagina are testosterone sensitive, and that's what we found in Bev. And replacing her testosterone actually really helped those pain issues. But then while we were managing her, she ended up going into menopause, and now she's getting estrogen and progesterone. We do 5 things for menopause, so the estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, and then there's estrogen, testosterone creams you put at the opening, and then estrogen inside the vagina. So those are the 5 things.
I saw the article in Time Magazine about the whole testosterone creams and such industry. Is this all the FDA, everything approved here, or what's the story with that? I mean, is this kind of something, a phase that we're going through, or is this real?
Well, I'll let Bev speak as to the benefits, but I can tell you at a regulatory way, the FDA is not approving anything for women. So we're using for Bev, FDA-approved products for men. They have no problem approving things for men.
Shocker.
There's 26 approved drugs for men and sexual issues. There's a 0 for approved drugs for women. So Bev's using FDA-approved products for men and redosing them for women.
But as a medical doctor who specializes in these types of things, you can prescribe that, and she can go get the prescriptions, but then pay for them.
But then insurance has a problem. She can tell you all this wonderful stuff.
Oh man, we could probably talk all day about this, but how are you feeling? Are you feeling
I feel great now. I feel fabulous now. I credit Dr. Goldstein with getting me back my life, honestly. I have a normal, functional life, a great relationship, and all of that was really on hold. No one diagnosed it. Someone gave me a medication that I was allergic to, and that was what triggered this whole thing.
Made it worse.
And honestly, the medications that he gives me, I go in every 3 months and get a testosterone pellet at the cost of around $500, which my medical insurance company absolutely refuses to pay a dime for, because they don't prescribe these medications for women. And so whenever I've gotten any of them filled, I pay out of pocket. If I were a man, they would fill them for my generic copay cost.
Right. And if you were someone who didn't have the $500 every 3 months, then you just wouldn't get it.
My life would be over.
Right. Interesting. You know, can you imagine, because women, what the lifetime, the average span is 80, up to 80 years old now or something?
Women now live to 80, so that means when they go into menopause at age 50 or perimenopause at age 40, that's 40 years of this stuff.
So there's hope. And I wonder, Dr. Goldstein, is there more of a movement? Because, you know, I'm very lucky to know you, and lots of doctors like you. I call you innovators, and I think that any business person would call someone like you an innovator. And I think down the line, other doctors will be kind of on board, you know, with what you and others are doing, especially in this town. Man, we have some good doctors in this town. So do you see that happening? Do you see the whole industry kind of following what you're doing here in the next few years?
I see men, this taking off, and Time magazine describes the male taking off. Unless the government gets involved with women, it's all off-label. Doctors are a little reticent to get involved in off-label things. I just want to make one comment about the testosterone treatment.
Sure.
She's using the pellet, and it's a fabulous system, and it does have its cost. But there's intramuscular injection you could do, which is really just
less expensive.
Yeah, like a few dollars a month. You could do that.
Okay.
And estrogen can be done by intramuscular injection, which is also just a few dollars a month. So it's not an. I don't want to leave people thinking you have to run an executive recruiting company like she does to have the resources to do this.
Sure, but it's possible for pretty much everybody, from what I'm hearing you say. Dr. Goldstein and Beverly, thank you very much for being with us. I mean,
thank you
it's
so much.
this type of conversation that gets people thinking. And then if you want more information, go to our website, click on the Seen On button, or get in touch with Dr. Goldstein. He's here in San Diego for more information. At least, you know, get the conversation going. If you can't go see him, take that information to your doctor and keep on talking about it. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you so much.
Shali, what do you think? Did you learn something?
Oh, I learned a lot of things. Processing it all
We're
right
going to
now.
make Shally less tired on Wednesday.
Oh.
Well, okay, we'll talk. Still ahead of